Breaking news. No one ever expected Oprah Winfrey to be linked to Diddy's shocking sex trafficking scandal and wild parties, but here we are. If you haven't heard, whispers are growing that Oprah's name is being dragged into the controversy surrounding Diddy's notorious freak-off parties. After years of being America's beloved media icon and a champion for those in need through her charities, rumors are swirling that Oprah may have been closer to Diddy's dark world than anyone realized. Reports suggest that authorities have tapes from these wild events, allegedly recorded without the celebrity's consent, putting Oprah's spotless reputation at serious risk. With Diddy sitting behind bars and the possibility of him naming names, some fear that Oprah could be on that list. Fans and critics alike are now questioning her integrity, wondering if she's been protecting her Hollywood circle or hiding something much bigger.
His name is Courtney Burgess, and he says a friend gave him 11 flash drives that belonged to the late Kim Porter.
I think all, to be honest, all.
Were victims
They
or
victims.
were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were all eight were victimized.
Yeah.
Hollywood pimp Oprah Winfrey paid $75 million to purchase sex tapes of Sean Diddy Combs raping an underage Justin Bieber and Aaron Carter, among other child stars, and is now selling the footage to Hollywood pedophiles, an industry insider reveals.
For years, Oprah was the queen of television. With her own show and millions of fans, she was the perfect example of a woman of color succeeding in an industry seemingly pitched against her. But while she portrayed herself as a great person, there is apparently a dark shadow hidden beneath the shiny exterior. With the Diddy scandal at its peak, there are new developments that are causing rumors that the next person caught up in the scandal is going to be Oprah. And it's not going to be pretty. First things first, let's take a look at how Diddy is doing. His trial date has been set for May 2025, giving the feds ample time to build their case and make sure he's kept behind bars. Experts believe they're doing their best to find evidence on any crime possible to ensure he doesn't get bail and they can book him on racketeering charges. Meanwhile, a witness has come forward with some shocking revelations.
His name is Courtney Burgess, and he says a friend gave him 11 flash drives that belonged to the late Kim Porter. And if you follow this story, you'll know that Kim Porter is Diddy's ex-girlfriend and the mother of 4 of his kids. On those drives, the witness says 8 videos featured 8 celebrities at Diddy freak-offs or parties, and that 6 were males, 2 were females.
The witness reveals that Diddy even had cameras in the bathroom to record his victims.
That's what took place, yes.
You're aware of surreptitious cameras that were recording in private places like bathrooms.
I didn't see the cameras. You could tell how the person was angled. I knew that it was a camera there because I was there. You know, I was there. I don't know if the person was too tall, he was holding it or whatever, but I wasn't there.
He also revealed that he had seen 8 sex tapes that implied that Diddy victimized multiple celebrities, including at least 2 minors. He claims that these tapes allegedly belonged to Kim Porter, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, and someone he had 4 children with. He apparently also saw excerpts from her memoir.
Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
2 males. And of those 8 celebrities, how many of them were intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
This is going to be all speculation. I just want to preface it by he wouldn't know if they were. Right.
Sure.
Appeared to
Let
be.
me rephrase it.
Based on, yes.
Understand. Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, how many of them appeared to be either inebriated or intoxicated or under the influence?
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8, how many appeared to be potentially victimized? How many might have been victimizing?
I think all, to be honest, all.
Were victims
They
or
victims.
were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were all 8 were victimized.
Yeah.
And one more bombshell was that Kim's book was apparently complete at the time of her death.
It was completed. It's only 60,
Okay.
only about 54 pages. It was
Sure, and in the beginning, it says, Kim made me promise that if something happened to her, I would make sure this book became public to the world. The way Sean moved, I knew that was a promise I would have to fulfill. Kim knew I was a woman of my word, and this book was going to make it to print. So it sounds like it is a woman who wrote up the notes from Kim Porter. Does that sound accurate?
Have you read it? Yes. I haven't even read the book.
Do you know who the woman is?
No.
All this happened after Courtney Burgess gave a YouTube interview regarding having seen the tapes. He was then served a subpoena and was required to show up in front of the grand jury. He said that he knew of Diddy due to similar circles.
So they have been in contact with you. Is that why you're here today?
Yes.
Okay.
Homeland Security.
Oh, wow. So were you surprised, or was that the call that you were kind of waiting for?
Surprise.
Oh. Do you feel like the interview had anything to do with it, or?
Yes.
Yeah? How do you know Sean Combs?
Generation. You know, Frank Lucas was my godfather and his father, and then we both was in the music business for 30 years together.
So you personally know him?
Not who? No, who personally?
Sean Combs.
Not personally.
But you know of him, he knows of you.
Yeah. I used to be in Tupac, Hussein Fatal. He stopped a lot of my music. A lot of other people who didn't care about him. You understand? That's not around today.
Right, so
Stewart from Def Jam Records.
He clarified that his homes weren't raided. The marshals were simply required to come to his house and inform him that he was required to come to court as a witness.
I know you can't mention celebrities per se. You did mention some in the interview. So just to clarify, you can back that up with actual factual footage.
We have, it's things that we have, but we got to go to the other courthouse. So I don't know if that's any more questions, but we got another hearing to go.
Are you nervous, or do you feel cool?
Nah, I ain't never nervous. The only thing that's fair to me is God.
I know you did mention what was on the flash drive before. Would you be able to kind of go over that now, or is that something that you can't discuss?
No, we're trying to discuss that now, what we will be able to talk to in terms of what was available and what was on those flash drives.
Okay.
But it was the book, so.
So it is Kim Porter's book, but not necessarily some of the stuff with the celebs that were mentioned besides.
It's hers. Nobody touched it.
Oh, so it is her official book.
Yes.
Experts have pointed out that this might affect the current trial date, as new evidence means that there might soon be new charges on the table. After all, the federal prosecutors did say that the 3 charges on the table right now, sex trafficking, RICO, and transport to engage in prostitution, weren't the final base.
Now, there is something that we can say almost with a certainty, that if there is a superseding indictment, that is going to affect the trial date. Right? May 5th, 2025, the current scheduled trial date. New charges could mean new evidence to look at, new discovery to go through, new witnesses to find and interview, new experts to find. Depending on the charges, defenses could change too. It's a lot to go through. It's a lot that could change. So it seems to me if that he really is subject to a superseding indictment, that trial date will be pushed off. Now,
they also believe that if the people caught up in the latest mess are truly minors, then the feds might keep their identity private. But that won't help much, because if they have to serve as witness, then their identity would be revealed anyways.
I think it's always a realistic possibility, especially if there are new witnesses, additional witnesses being brought before the grand jury. There's always the allowance for the government to bring a superseding indictment, to add, as you've mentioned, to add charges or to upgrade the already existing charges that have been filed. Of course, we won't know until the grand jury report or any indictment has been issued to know who testified and what the substance of their testimony was. But is it a possibility? It's always a possibility.
would we necessarily know who testified? Would we know the identity of the people who testified?
I think it depends. I think if the grand jury report or the indictment named a complainant or a complaining witness or what we colloquially refer to as the victim, then yes, we would know. If it was someone who was a minor at the time of the offenses, then probably not. Ordinarily, minors are referred to by their initials or by a pseudonym. But when and if that person ever came to trial to testify in open proceedings, then of course their identity would be known because they would be sworn in and identified in front of the jury.
But what does all of this have to do with Oprah? And why do people think her name might soon come up with Diddy? For one, many have brought up how she was accused of sex trafficking a few years ago. Although she covered it up as a rumor, many think that these types of serious allegations can't pop up out of nowhere.
Oprah shuts down sex trafficking arrest rumors. The media mogul takes to Twitter to respond to awful rumors stating she had been arrested. After finding out her name was trending on social media, she decided to address the rumors. Oprah tweets, "Just got a phone call that my name is trending and being trolled for some awful fake thing. It's not true. Haven't been raided or arrested. Just sanitizing and self-distancing with the rest of the world. Stay safe, everybody." Conspiracy theory surfaced online claiming that Oprah had been arrested in connection with an alleged sex trafficking ring and that her house had been raided. Many fans and Oprah's famous friends are coming to her defense.
Of course, many people instantly came to her defense and publicly called out whoever spread the rumors, calling it nothing close to the truth.
A Wrinkle in Time director and filmmaker Ava DuVernay slams the disgusting rumor. She writes, "Trolls and bots began this disgusting rumor. Mean-spirited minds kept it going. Oprah has worked for decades on behalf of others, given hundreds of millions to individuals and causes in need, shared her own abuse as a child to help folks heal. Shame on all who participated in this."
Then there's her extremely problematic past, with many digging up the fact that she has been supportive of a suspiciously long list of people who have gotten into trouble, including the infamous Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein.
But anytime anybody has allegations of child abuse against them, that causes me to take a pause.
Right.
Dry. Tell them I'm coming down.
Here we go. The next home on our tour is one of the world's largest and most unusual. It's twice as big as computer billionaire Bill Gates' home.
This is the owner, Canadian mogul Peter Nygaard.
In particular, people noticed that although she had been very close Weinstein, she should have called him out when the truth about his sexual abuse came out. Instead, she tried to shift the focus in interviews, trying to generalize the topic.
Let's talk about what's happening with Harvey Weinstein. I know you posted on Facebook already, but you haven't kind of spoken yet publicly about what's going on.
I think that this is, I'm always trying to look for the rainbow in the cloud, whatever is the silver lining. And this is what I do know for sure. When something this major happens, when you have the fallout, 50 women coming forward, that it's a watershed moment. And what I do believe is actually happening is that, first of all, it's triggering a lot of unreleased pain.
She said that this was a watershed moment where everything would get revealed and many women would get the chance to come forward.
Repressed anger, guilt, and suffering that a lot of women have had. I happened to be on set with several actresses the other day, and we were filming some things, and they hadn't slept over a period of 2 or 3 days, and I was like, "What is that?" I said, "Oh, you guys are suffering from PTSD."
And when you start talking about it out loud too,
everybody has a story. Everybody has a story, and so I think this is a watershed moment. And if we make this just about Harvey Weinstein, then we will have lost this moment. I think this is a moment where no matter what business you work in, there have been women who not only had the disease to please, that's a part of it, but who felt that in order to keep my job, in order to keep my position, in order to keep moving forward, I've got to smile, I've got to look the other way, I got to pretend he didn't say that, I got to pretend he didn't touch me. I think Those days are about to be over.
Are over. And if it happens to you back in the day, you would say, sometimes you're not even aware what he just said wasn't really inappropriate.
She also said that every woman has her own story, but through everything, she avoided calling out Weinstein directly. Some speculate that it might be to ensure Weinstein didn't snitch in her involvement in his acts. Even singer Seal called her out, saying she had been part of the problem for decades and brought up her years-long friendship with Weinstein before her taking a step back when his scandal came to light.
Let's go back to the Golden Globes for a second. Oprah is now being criticized for her speech that night by a very unlikely star.
Me too.
3 days after Oprah publicly supported victims of sexual assault in the wake of numerous allegations against Harvey Weinstein, singer Seal Instagrammed this meme, showing Winfrey kissing the disgraced mogul. It reads, "When you have been part of the problem for decades, but suddenly they all think you are the solution."
Please welcome Seal!
The 54-year-old who's appeared on Oprah's show captioned his post, "Oh, I forgot, that's right, you'd heard the rumors, but you had no idea he was actually serially assaulting young starry-eyed actresses, my bad." While Weinstein maintains his innocence, Seal hasn't commented further, and Oprah has not responded.
This moment is a really powerful time for everybody to get woke.
Some also think that Kevin Hart, known for being close to Oprah and Tyler Perry, already knows about what Oprah does in the industry and tried to warn Kelly Clarkson.
I don't know if you've had this, but I've had people throw millions of dollars in my face to do something I didn't want to do. And what? Just, you've been off, yeah. Oh, they're in the room.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah.
That was my way of cueing you. Like, it's open dialogue.
Yeah, you want me to keep talking about it?
By all means, we can talk about anything. But
don't do it.
Yeah,
No.
Another person who has talked about Oprah being involved in the industry's dark hidden side is Monique. She has repeatedly talked about being blackballed from the industry by Oprah, revealing it started with her refusing to do overseas promotions for the movie Precious for Free. She explained in detail how she was systematically excluded from the industry by Oprah and Tyler Perry by being labeled as difficult, something Tyler Perry even later admitted to her.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because you know we like to do something before do something.
Meanwhile, rumors are also running rampant that Oprah is a pimp in Hollywood and that she paid $75 million to get her hands on a Diddy and Justin Bieber sex tape. Considering the fact that a witness just admitted to seeing a Diddy tape with at least 2 male celebrity minors on it, things don't seem to be going well for Oprah.
Hollywood pimp Oprah Winfrey paid $75 million to purchase sex tapes of Sean Diddy Combs raping an underage Justin Bieber and Aaron Carter, among other child stars, and is now selling the footage to Hollywood pedophiles, an industry insider reveals. Oprah has been hiding in plain sight for decades, using the media to shield her from the truth. But this time, there's no covering it up. The tide has turned. The truth is finally coming to light, and it's about to shake the entire system to its core.
It is alleged that Oprah actually used to supply Hollywood pedophiles and elites.
Oprah is a Luciferian who's been hiding in plain sight while making a fortune servicing the paedophilic needs of Hollywood and the entertainment industry elite. She's far from the only one. Luciferianism is the religion a young up-and-coming star must adopt if they wish to succeed in Hollywood or the music industry. According to the mainstream media, Oprah's laundry list of paedophile connections is just an unfortunate coincidence. It's like the extensive list of Clinton associates who wound up dead in bizarre circumstances, often committing suicide by putting 2 bullet holes in the back of their own head. One coincidence after another, for decades and decades. As Cat Williams warns, 2024 is the year when the darkness is finally being exposed, and the industry elite are being served up with justice. A whistleblower from Oprah's inner circle has come forward, revealing the truth about her crimes and issuing a warning. The authorities are closing in on her as we speak.
As someone who has worked closely with Oprah for years, I can no longer hold my peace. The truth is far darker than anyone realizes, and it needs to come out before she can destroy the lives of more young and innocent kids. Behind her carefully constructed image, she's been running an evil empire. For years, she's been pimping out young, ambitious young stars to the most repulsive industry executives, preying on their desire for success by offering them up to these reptiles in charge. These vulnerable young people, many of them just starting out, are promised fame and fortune, but in reality, they are lost and naive young kids who are being exploited, manipulated, and abused behind closed doors. Recently, she took things to an even more disturbing level. She purchased the infamous sex tape featuring Diddy and some of his victims, including a young Justin Bieber, who I can confirm was not a willing participant.
Will we soon see Oprah falling from grace along with Diddy? And will she also have to defend herself in court? Let's wait and see. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. That's it for now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the stories that shape entertainment. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.